Thanks for joining us today. I hope you've been enjoying the experience so far. So, my name is Quentin Celis. I'm a project manager and expertise coordinator here at Odoo Belgium. And for the next 20 minutes, I'm gonna present you what's new in Odoo HR. So, the agenda for today will be as follows. I will start with a little introduction and give you a bit of context. And then we will move on with the demonstration. And finally, we'll end with a Q&A session. You have the link with the QR code that's here, so don't hesitate to scan it, send your question over, or otherwise you can still use the good old URL link that you can see here down on the slide. So at the end, of course, I will also share again this QR code, so don't worry, you'll be able to ask your questions. So let's start. And I wanted to start this talk with a quote. Let's read it quickly together. So, you don't build a business, you build people. And then people build your business. The reason why I chose for this quote is that it's really explaining the fact that you need to have the right people on board if you really want to be able to manage your HR strategies well. But the thing is, with recruitment, it's that you're not gonna be able to do it if you don't have the right tools, because actually HR is a wide, complex, and constantly evolving topic. It's wide because you have many things you will have to do. You're gonna need to handle your recruitment. You're gonna need to handle the employee management. You're gonna need to handle contracts, documents. You're gonna need to handle your payroll. Those are many things that you'll have to perform. It's complex because it involves everyone within your company. But also it requires knowledge, because in human resources, you cannot do whatever you like. Also, it's constantly evolving, because we live in a changing world. And we have seen it recently with the pandemic. You will need to be able to quickly adapt. But the thing is, if you want to be able to do all of this, and if you want to be able to perform effectively, you will need something to help you. You will need a tool to help you manage all of this. Now, the problem is, most of the small and medium businesses out there are still handling their human resources without having these tools. So, the good news is, we have something for you. And if you already know Odoo, you know that we have this Odoo HR suite of applications. Now, the HR suite of applications looks as follows, and we have, for each needs that you might have, we have something that can help you. Of course, we didn't have the need to develop something new, but what we have done for the last year is to actually work on all those little things that you want to improve, that you want to help you with, in order to make your life easier. We've done a lot of quality of life improvements. We also added some new features, but in the end, we've done a lot of those improvements. So let's start with the demonstration. And for the purpose of the demonstration, I created a mock company. I called it Intertech, and it's a company that is active in the IT consultancy sector. They are selling services, and as they are expanding quite a lot, the need for an HR tool became stronger and stronger. Now let's see what Odoo can do in order to help them. So now I jump in my database for Intertech, and we are going to start with the recruitment process. Let's see what's new in the recruitment app. Now, when you open the Kanban view, you get immediately an overview of the job positions. That's not new. But we have been working on reworking this Kanban view in order to give you quick access, clickable links to all the information that you need. So here you get an overview of your different activities for the job. You get the possibility to access your different applications. You get the possibility to configure the job itself. But as we can see here, for this position, we are looking to hire a marketing and community manager. We are looking to hire 3 actually, but we don't have it published. So it means no candidates will be able to apply. So what can we do about it? Well, let's have a look at our website career page, and here is how it looks like. So I've added a few blocks. This is fully standard of Odoo. I've added some images to make it more attractive. And here I've added also some videos and some pictures. Now in the end, I like it. I think it's attractive. So the only thing I still need to do is to publish it, and hopefully I'll get my first candidates. Now, I'm very lucky today, so I have my first candidate, and my first candidate is about to apply. There is also something new in this form. Like you can see it here on the right side of the screen, we have added the employment type. Now you can directly tell your candidates what type of position they are going to apply for. And here in my case, it's a permanent position, but it could have been anything else. It could have been a temporary position, a freelance position. You can add whatever you want. Right below, you also have more information about the recruitment process, which means that you can communicate that for your candidates and they know what they can expect from you. Here, for instance, the time to answer is generally 2 open days. The process is in 3 steps. You have 1 online marketing test, 1 phone call, and then 1 interview with the team manager. And if everything went well, hopefully you're gonna get an offer within the 4 days after the interview. Now, as I said, I'm lucky, so I have my first candidate that's gonna apply. Let's apply with James. Let's fill in his contact details. Let's add a phone number. And here, again, something new. Because you know, your candidates want to be able to share with you their LinkedIn profile, because this is actually what is the most up-to-date and relevant data. They don't want to work with the good old resume, because this resume is probably not up-to-date. So what they can do here is just add their LinkedIn profile, linkedin.com, in James Wilson. And here you as a recruiter will be able to see that in the backend. So just in 1 click, you will get an overview of the CV of this person. No need to add the good old PDF, and James can apply here. Congratulations, James. You've just applied to my job position. And here Mark has been informed that James just applied. Now, other things we do at Intertech is to actually use other recruitment strategies. And in order to do that, we also organize our own job events. We work with schools and universities, but also we go to some job fairs. The thing is, when you go to a job fair, you're going to spend the whole day to this job fair, and in the end, you get a lot of CVs. But these are most of the time on paper. So can you imagine how much time your recruiters will spend in order to encode all of that? Well, here again, the document application can help you with it. Also in the document application, we have brought some new features. And you can tell it right away because you see this thumbnail preview. You can see the documents and what's in it. Now, on the left side of the screen, you also have your different workspaces. You can reorganize them. You can decide to add some new. You can decide to edit or to delete some. Or you can even decide to drag and drop it and put it in the right folder. Now, another thing that has been improved, of course, is the fact that you still get this preview, but on the right side of the screen, you will also get the possibility to still see your different actions. So here I can see that I can create applicants with it. Interesting. Okay, so I have now a PDF file with a lot of CVs. Let's see what I can do with it. And here you could imagine that you got 50, 100 CVs. The idea is that we've also improved that. I will do my selection. I will not keep this page. And here we improved also this one, and we're going to be able to create for each page or each separate split a different candidate. So let's see how this works. Okay, it seems it has been done. So now we have a look at it from the document application, but I want to see it from the recruitment application. And here I am in another list view. And of course, my candidates were not yet linked to a specific job position. So an easy way to find them back is to use this reserve filter, because this is actually your pool of candidates. But did you notice something here? I didn't encode anything, and my 3 CVs are already filled in with the different contact details. I have the applicant's name, I have the mobile phone, and I have also his email address. Let's have a look at that. Now, another thing that has been improved, we also have the possibility to have the CV preview on the right side of the screen. So here, you're going to be able to see that indeed it's Thomas Douglas. We have his phone number. I can directly contact him. But of course, we have added also something new here. It's about the skills. Now, in the skills, I can decide to easily add also that. So here I see in English, I'll just add that one. We are good. But what do you use the skills whereas you can actually perform searches in the content of this CV. Well, there is a reason for that. Here, I've seen that those different candidates are good for the marketing position. So I'm just going to link them to the right position. And here, if I go back to my job positions, I have now 4 applications. I have the 3 ones that I've sent from the job fair, and I have also James. Well, you remember James sent us his LinkedIn profile, but we have no PDF file. So how can I search in the content of the PDF? Well, super easy. I'll just click on the LinkedIn profile, see the skills of James, and add it again. So that's what I can do here. I'll add also just English up, and let's say French. He has also some marketing skills, but I won't do that for now. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you is we want to move forward with James. So what can we do? Well, first of all, we're gonna send him an interview. It's an online test. We said it's a marketing test, so I can send it from here. And once I do send the interview, of course, it will also be able to actually send an automatic email. So no need to contact and do everything manually. Let's say everything went well, the candidate goes further in the process, and actually we want to involve the team manager where actually the James is going to be working for. And here we have this new interviewers field. Just by filling in this field, the team leader of the future team leader or team leaders of James can have the possibility to take part of the interview. So let's put Mitchell here again, and he's gonna interview James. Now that went fine, so we're gonna want to do a contract proposal, and here we have this generate offer button. Just to mention it, I won't configure it, but the good thing with it is that you're going to be able to allocate a budget for the candidate, and the candidate will be able to fill in his salary information, choose whatever he wants, whatever he prefers, and there is no more negotiation needed. Okay? So once he's ready with all of that, he can fill in his personal information. And once this is done, he will be redirected to the sign application. From there, he can sign his contract directly online. No need to organize a new meeting and come back to the office. Right. So once everything is done, HR has signed also the contract, the employee is created automatically. And that's why we see James here. So let's open James. In this form, you see actually the life of your employees. We see that we have the skills that have also been added automatically. We have different information here about the time offs, about the contract status, about the last appraisal date, but that's not new. So what's new? We were speaking about skills. So let's have a look at the reporting, because I want to know exactly in my company who speaks French. I can just do that easily. We've added that for you, and you can find the information in just with just a search. You can apply filter, group bys, whatever you like. Now, if we go back to James, what happens is we also want to welcome James in our company. So what we have for that is we want to be able to launch an onboarding plan. Here again, something new, you have the department available. So now you can adapt your onboarding plan based on the department. Let's launch it quickly. I see on the right side of the screen that Michelle will be responsible for setting up the IT material and plan the training of James. So let's mark it as done quickly. But something you did not notice is that we also improved the fact that when you create an onboarding plan where you assign a signature request, actually it's gonna create the signature request directly. And that's what you can see here, because now James has received an activity for a signature request in order to sign the home working policy. Now, that's all good. But in the end, everyone wants to get paid, so that's why we have the payroll application. Let's see what we have in here. And I think this is maybe the feature I like the most about this new release. So let's just open it, and here we have a beautiful dashboard. But why a dashboard, you will say? Well, of course, when you work in payroll, you know the answer, but if you don't work in it, I will tell you why. So you are at the end of the month, you need to pay your people, and you want to run the pay. Okay, But the thing is, you're gonna need to solve one issue after the other, and then once you solved one issue, you get another one. And when you actually want to run the pay, you always come up with something new. So you want to work proactively. You don't want to be in reactive mode anymore. So we have also other information in it. We can put notes, we can share notes between colleagues that have access to the payroll application. We have also employee trends, so you can see easily who are the new employees and what are the last departures. But the most interesting part for me is the warnings. Let's quickly have a look at the warnings. Imagine I have to pay James. Well, good, I want to run the pay, but let's open it. I see that James has actually a contract, but it's not in the running state. If I do not put into the running stage, the problem is that James will never get paid. Now, we solved already one issue. Another improvement that we have made here is about the integration between the planning, attendance, and the generation of the working entries. So, what it does here is when you go to the contract, and we will look for the contract of Jan, my IT technician, and he has a hourly wage. So it means I want to pay him for the hours that he really spent working. So here we see that it's based on the attendance. Let's have a look at the attendance of Jan. So I'll go here. Let's check when Jan worked, and I see that he worked indeed in September. Let's have a look at it again from the working entries point of view. So here, working entries for September, and I see indeed, if I look for Jan, let's quickly look for it, I see that he has 3 working entries. These are based on his attendances. So if I want to do so, I can generate the payslip. I can create my draft entry, and when I want to proceed, it's done. The payslip is generated. Now I have only one thing that I need to do more, is to create the payment report. Let's quickly do that. Oh, a warning. If I would have been working proactively, I could have seen that before, and I could have solved this problem up front. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left, so we're gonna need to move a little bit. But indeed, I could just here solve this issue by looking at Jan here and add his its bank account. Now that's saved, and if I go back in my dashboard, I see that it's solved, and I'm gonna be able in the different batches to confirm it. A SEPA file will be generated. You send it to your bank, and actually everything is done. Okay, so what else can we see? Let's see about the time off, because now we received our money, it's time to go on holidays. So for that, we're gonna see what James has in mind, and here you can just, when you open the time off application, this is not really new, it's the dashboard, you know it already, but what we have added are those few little things that makes the difference. If you look closer at it, you can see that for each time of type, you have the validity date. No need for the employees to contact HR and know which time off I should take first, because I don't know the validity date. Okay, another thing that we have done here, if you look at it, is you have a legend that was already existing. You see that James has some time off here that is planned. It's already confirmed. You see that some have been refused. You see that some still needs to be approved. But James, as I said, wants to take some holidays next week. So let's try to do this. And here again, I receive a new error. This is because we introduced the stress day. You know, there are some times in the year that you don't want your employees to be on holidays because, for example, you have a company event. Well, that's your solution. Now, one last thing I wanted to show you here is another little improvement, but that will change your life as an HR officer, but also as an employee. It's that now you can delete your own time off on yourself. So here, no need to contact HR. I just provide a reason, not needed anymore. And my time off is deleted. I think I'm going to go quickly over one last thing in the appraisals, because I talked a lot about skills, and we know that skills management is important. So here in the appraisals, we have done also something for you. And I'll quickly go to the reporting here, because here we have now the skill evolution. And if you look at it, James has had a previous skill level in his previous appraisal. And now that I've done the new appraisal, I see immediately where he actually progressed and where he actually had some regression. Super useful, super handy, and convenient. Now we are almost at the end of the story of James here at Intertech company, and James decided, unfortunately, to leave and go back to his home country. So what we are going to do here is we're just going to archive his profile and see what are the options that are offered here. So here, the departure reason is resigned. We have a contract end date. All the activities for James will automatically be cancelled. And the little thing we've added here is this little box where you will be able to share all the HR information with James directly, even if he's not working for the company anymore. And this is useful, for example, if you still need to access your pay slips or your insurance paper or anything like that. So we just need to apply. And I think that's the end of the story. So let's go back to our slides. As a conclusion, I hope I could convince you that Odoo HR is there to help you. If you want to learn more about it, don't hesitate to watch our talks tomorrow during the HR day, and we'll be there at the demo booth to answer your question. I think now it's time for the Q&A session. Sorry, I had to rush a little bit at the end.
So we have a couple of questions, if you got a moment.
Yeah, of course.
So just, I think you linked the appointment app with Recruitment. So you're able to...
Yeah, indeed. That's an interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Why? Because I couldn't show it, but basically, thanks to that, your recruiters don't spend time anymore to book meetings with candidates. Basically, the candidates will just have access to the recruiter's agenda, and thanks to that, he chooses whenever he's available and whenever he likes to come for the interview.
Great, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Way faster as well.
Access rights, restricting interviewers and applicants.
Yeah, indeed. I have to explain it a little bit. So here we've just added one field that allows you to invite some people to join the recruitment process. So they don't need to basically have a full access to the HR application or the recruitment application. In this case, if you just put them in the field on the applicant form, they will be able to, as a team manager, to actually take part in the recruitment process. And they see only the candidates where you have put them as an interviewer.
Great. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Okay. Well, it's a bit from the audience as well. There is a question here with homeworking. Is there a way of scheduling?
Well, there is actually a talk tomorrow speaking a little bit about that. Homeworking is something we think we might gonna add also in the future. So let's see what the future brings for us.
Okay. And maybe there's a couple more questions on working shifts. Is the shift working
shift
now?
Well, if you mean in the payroll, yes, that's what I've shown.
Yes.
So in the payroll, you have the possibility to base it on the attendance, but you can also base that exactly on the planning as well.
Okay. So there was a couple of other questions on e-learning. It's coming in.
E-learning. I didn't show that, but there is a link now on the employee form. You can just see easily for your employees what kind of trainings they have been following, thanks to the integration with the e-learning application.
Okay. Yes. Great. Thank you very much, Quentin.
That's it. Okay. If you want to ask more questions and see me, I'll be there at the demo booth. So don't hesitate to come and join us. And yeah, we are looking forward to meet you all because we like to share with you and to have your feedbacks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.